Hello, my name is Bon Quickberry and we are here today live with President Solis to a major problem happening across America. It's a pleasure to meet you here today, Madam President.
It's an honor to be here. I hope everyone had a wonderful evening. And I'm here live to answer any questions or concerns about the protest happening across this country.
Yes, people demand answers. Hundreds are rallying to demand justice. Let's take a quick look on what's happening in certain areas with protest.
As you can see, people have come together in large numbers. In Boise, Idaho, protests remain peaceful, but in New York City, there have been violent clashes, including a shooting that killed 3 innocent people. We've all been sent to the hospital. But Barry, this is tragic news. People want to know, what will the president do to fix this mess?
I know many are asking questions. As Commander-in-Chief, I want to make it clear that I will not be deploying the National Guard at this moment. Police officers will monitor and ensure safety, but with the understanding that the use of force, especially shooting, is unacceptable, unless they are physically in danger. Citizens must also remain responsible. We all must work together to ensure protests stay peaceful.
How will governors feel about this statement? I know many have disagreed.
Public safety is my top priority. I don't want more innocent lives lost, and I respect the First Amendment. It clearly states, Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or the right of the people peacefully to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. I will not take that away.
That is good to hear, Madam President. But how will you work with the governors and mayors to manage this chaos?
That is a very good question. So, I've spoken to a few already. I'm working with the agencies like the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, and the FBI to reduce strain on the people. The DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, is taking charge in monitoring cyber activity to ensure nothing online puts citizens in danger or sparks threats of terrorism. The DOJ, Department of Justice, is working closely with the police departments to reinforce peaceful protest protocols, and the FBI right now is helping assess risk and prevent further outbreaks of violence. I've also collaborated with the National Lawyers Guild Mass Defense Program, helping ensure protesters' rights are protected and peaceful practices are followed. Additionally, I've allocated federal funding to cities that need more safety measures, like providing crowd management tools, mental health professionals, and peacekeeping resources.
What ways will you ensure reform and change?
For now, I plan to issue executive orders on police reform, restraining officers, reviewing de-escalation tactics, and reevaluating the use of force policies. If violence increases, I'll consider working with Congress to pass permanent legislation. I trust the American people, but I also know when to act. If no progress is made, I won't hesitate to deploy the National Guard to protect our cities. Being Commander-in-Chief means I hold the power to take military action if things get out of control, and the people should not forget that I'm also a chief citizen listening to everyone's thoughts and opinions.
And what about your cabinet and advisors?
I've spoken to Vice President Mikey Jr. about this. At first, he disagreed with my tactics, but once I explained how the First Amendment is at stake and how over-policing can worsen tension, he eventually came around. We now agree that tactical reforms within the police force are essential. I also worked with the National Security Advisor to develop defense strategies that protect both officers and civilians. We are identifying risk zones and creating emergency response plans to ensure everyone's safety. Police should be seen as a friend and not a foe. Their duty is to protect and not to provoke. And citizens, too, should respect officers' guidance and avoid illegal behavior that could escalate the situation.
Thank you so much, President Solis. That is all the time we have today in this live report. Back to the Weather Channel.
Before I leave, I want to reflect on what this decision means to me. Like Dave in the movie, who listened to the voices of the people and funded shelters for homeless children, I'm listening to the voices of protesters and funding efforts to make protests safer and more respectful. Dave showed honesty, patience, and compassion in leadership, and I strive to do the same. I believe in trusting the people, making tough decisions, and always thinking of their long-term impact. Some citizens may not agree with me. They fear more violence and call for more military force. But I know that would only raise the tension. My job is not to give in to fear, but to lead with reason and care. And if I need to make stronger action, I will. For now, I believe in working with the people and not against them. Thank you, America!